Identifying text purpose. A writer's reason for writing is called the author's purpose. And remember, we discussed last week that another word for purpose is reason. Authors have different purposes or reasons for writing. Authors may write to inform readers, which means give them information, to entertain readers, which means give them something fun to read, or to persuade readers to agree. An author may want to talk a reader into thinking a certain way. When an author's purpose is to inform readers, the author might answer a question or explain something, describe a person, place, or thing, and all of those things give information. Learn how to identify the author's purpose in a selection. Click the model button below. Let's practice. Read the selection below. Have you ever seen a giant parade balloon? You might have seen one that looks like your favorite cartoon character. It takes work to turn a cartoon character into a giant balloon. First, an artist draws a picture to show what the balloon will look like. Next, other artists make a model of the balloon out of clay. Then they make a second model and paint it. Finally, other workers cut pieces of material. These pieces are the parts of the balloon. They are sealed together with heat. At last, the giant balloon is ready to fly high in the sky. Okay, now let's think about why the author might have written this. What is the author's purpose? To identify the author's purpose, ask yourself 3 questions. 1. What is the topic of this selection? Or, what is the selection about? So remember last week we said that a topic of a text is what it's mostly about. The topic of this selection is giant parade balloons. Number 2, what information does the author give about this topic? The author says that it takes work to turn a cartoon character into a giant parade balloon. The author tells about each step in the process of making a giant parade balloon. And number 3, what does this information tell about the author's purpose? Well, this information tells that the author's purpose is to explain. The author is writing to explain why it takes work to make a giant parade balloon. Let's read another selection. A sandy beach is a great place to be on a summer day. You can smell suntan lotion and feel crunchy sand under your feet. When the sun beats down on the beach and it is really hot, the sand feels like fire. Then you can hop into the water to cool off. Sometimes you can see tiny fish, pretty shells, and colorful stones in the water. If it is not too hot, you can splash and play in the ocean and taste the salt water. When the weather forecaster says it is going to be warm and sunny, pack up and head to the beach. Okay, let's think about why the author wrote this selection. What is the author's purpose? To identify the author's purpose, ask yourself those 3 questions again that we asked earlier. 1. What is the topic of this selection? Or what is the selection about? Well, the topic of this selection is about the beach. 2. What information does the author give about this topic? The author says that the beach is a great place to be on a summer day. It also says the author tells about all the things you can smell, feel, see, and taste at the beach. 3. What does this information tell about the author's purpose? Well, altogether, this information tells that the author's purpose is to describe. The author is writing to describe what it is like to be at the beach on a warm summer day. Now you are ready to practice identifying the author's purpose in a selection. Click the practice button below. Identify text purpose. Write your answers on the line and then print this page. Read the selection. You may do this in Notability and send it to Schoology when you are finished. Let's read the selection. We have a huge old tree in our backyard. In the spring and summer, it is covered in bushy clumps of sweet-smelling green leaves. I like to lean against its rough brown trunk and sit in the cool shade. In the fall, the leaves turn a lovely tone of yellow. They glitter like gold in the sunlight and rustle in the wind. In winter, the tree is bare. I can see the big branches twist high up into the blue sky. I love my tree because it is beautiful all year round. Now let's answer the questions. Think about it. What is the selection about? Or what is the topic? What is it mostly talking about? Number 2, what information does the author give you? So think about your answer to number 1 and what information did the author give you about that topic? And number 3, based on this information, what is the author's purpose? Why did the author write this text? What did he want you to know? What was he telling you? When you are finished with the assignment, please submit it into Schoology under Identifying Text Purpose.